Morning, Vic. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with this wicket. It just seems like it's got a little bit more bounce than the other wickets yesterday, especially if you hit a good length. 95 for 4. It's a reasonable total. First game. And, this was the run out. Lazy running, slide your bat in. He's paid the price for not sliding his bat in.
Yeah, it just looked a struggle, didn't it? The fact that he was going for 2, you can understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his captain back on strike, but unfortunately way short, just short. You know, as you say, Pierre needed to slide his bat in. Maybe he might have had a chance. But that's what they need, the Stars. They need 96 runs to win this game. Going to be challenging though, but not impossible at all. They got 65 yesterday in their first game, got better in the second game, and now they need to get 96 to win, to get off the mark. Haven't won a game yet in the tournament, the Stars. They need a decent start, definitely with a bat.
Yeah, I agree. And again, we have seen in these matches how important your power play is. How important it is to utilize that time when only 2 fielders are outside the ring. And especially how important it is to make sure you get the bad deliveries away. He looked dangerous yesterday. He would hope to build a nice big innings for himself in this match.
You always look at the opposition and you look at how teams get to decent enough totals, isn't it? I think this was just perfect by the Kings. The fact that their captain bats at number 3 but bats throughout the whole innings, and he's there at the end, he scores 50. They managed to get just close to 100. You probably would have thought with the position that they were in, they will get past 100, but still 96 is a decent enough total. Is that something maybe they need to look at? And generally you sort of look at these teams that struggle to get close to that 90 mark because they lose just too many wickets in the first 4 overs. Hence you said the importance of the power play.
Yeah, Ashraf is a opening batsman, especially in T20 cricket, this T10 format. It's a nice place to bat. Is up front, the ball is rock hard, it's new, only 2 fielders out, the wickets are generally very good. No real excuses for top order batters in this format.
No sideways movement, designed for batsmen actually. We saw some stiff bodies early on. Let's see, maybe the bodies have warmed up. That's a good start. There's a bit of swing. And they're off and running, the Stars.
Yeah, definitely a bit of in swing. Let's see if the bowler is going to have the right field for that type of delivery. And if you look at that, you should have protection on the leg side.
Yeah, that's a good start. That the line that he's bowling, the length that he's bowling is always also getting the ball to nip back into the right-hander. So that's a lovely start. A much better start than what we've seen this morning. Body much looser.
Much looser. Very good delivery. That was very close to that off stump.
I'll be wide. That's the thing though, isn't it? I mean, field setting is you spoke about the first two deliveries that we see. He nips the ball back and immediately, well, he needs to have the protection. Just out of the blue, he throws one outside off stump. Oh, he's bowled him. That's a beautiful delivery, and they get their first. The Kings, a wonderful start.
Wonderful start. Terrible shot. All three deliveries that he faced, or forget about the wide delivery, he just tried to slog it over mid-wicket. This time couldn't connect. And now that's the first wicket. Shesha, only the two balls faced, and he walks back, troubling the scorers.
Yeah, good bowling that to make sure that the ball nips. We saw him just bowled one way too wide, but the three deliveries that he bowled has been just spot on. A bit of swing, perfect length, perfect line, and middle stump. So first wicket down, so not the ideal start for the Stars.
Almost the perfect in-swing delivery that. It swung in, it's hit the top of middle stump. Mwaba. Remember what happened yesterday? Top edge on the lip. Had to leave the field. Great to see that he's recovered, or he's back on his feet. And this time he's got his helmet on.
I think he will keep his helmet on this time. Yeah, but turning point yesterday when he was batting. I mean, when he got hit in his face and had to walk off, the whole momentum changed and they lost that game. So it's important for him to make sure that he continue with the form that he showed yesterday, to make sure that they sort of try and get over the line. They need a win, a desperate win, because everybody so far in this tournament have won a game.
Yeah, that was definitely a momentum changer. Completely. And so important, we spoke about it yesterday, your safety, how important it is to wear a helmet. It will leave a scar on his face, but it can also leave a mental scar.
That's beautifully struck. That's a lovely way to end the over. That's 6 runs. 9 for 1.
Yes, again, that mid-wicket area that gets peppered. In swing, not a bad delivery. It's a good strike. It's a good shot. Good timing. And that last delivery goes for maximum. That's very frustrating. Especially is that again, that wide delivery. Shouldn't have bowled the 7th delivery. And it goes for maximum.
Batting lineup of the Stars. I need this batting lineup to really fire today. As I said, the importance of this game. The problem is if they lose this game, it just becomes a struggle, because then they're running out of games. So they need to start winning games. It's only 3. The top 3 qualify for those knockout stages. Number 1 and 2 will play their first game, and then as eliminator. And number 1 and 2 will still have a chance to play in the eliminator to qualify for the final. So they need to start winning games and making sure that they finish in the top 3. Azar, the new bowler. Pulled a crucial over yesterday, Azar, against Lusaka hits, and the whole momentum here was sort of shifting away, and the Heats were under pressure, and they needed 10 runs and over with the last 4 to go, and the spinners were doing a wonderful job, and the captain gave Azar the ball, went for 22 in that 1 over, so game changer. He definitely would want to have a much better day today, but he gets an opportunity early on with a new ball.
It comes from a wide angle. Looking for 2. It's only going to be the 1. Yeah, reflecting after yesterday's commentaries, one thing I've realized is that there's so much time in T20 cricket actually. And in this format, only the 10 overs, it's amazing how only 1 over can change things so quickly, because you don't have that amount of time or enough time to take your time to recover. You've got to do it immediately. You've got to, the next over you've got to recover, and I think this is something that stood out for me yesterday in this format, is that there are 1 over game changers.
Yeah, I think it was, I was on air with Henry Davids. He was calling it already. I mean, the game before he was calling it 31 run, not over yet, but the Lusaka Stars needed 40 or 4, and he said, nah, no chance whatsoever. The ball is ragging around, and they brought the seamer up, and he went for 22, and that's what you're talking about. And that's the beauty of this game, is every single over you need to be on the money, because you could just win or lose the game.
Interesting advance.
He's just targeting one area, isn't he? He's just walking down the pitch, and he's trying to target that leg side field. And if you can maybe just, you can advance a touch, but try and open up both fields, because there's only 2 fielders out in the circle, and I think that's a key in the power play. Try and find your gap where you want to hit the ball. He was good in the previous day. Is he good today? There's a field underneath it. He steadies himself and takes a beautiful catch. Not to be for Moaba today as he departs, as they lose their 2nd wicket now, the Stars.
Yeah, it's another wicket. It's another catch in the deep on the onside, mid-wicket. It's a big wicket. And they know it. KWS 13 for 2.
Yeah, needed to time it better than that, but there's not a lot of pace to work with. That's a good catch, though. The fact that he had to run around, had to steady himself. The ball was high enough, though, to do all of that. It's the last minute. You just see how he rolls his fingers. And it's a very good catch.
I agree. He had to run around, like as you explained, but the important thing there is he had to set himself, watch the ball, keep his head still. And it's a big wicket. They're in trouble now.
Godfrey Kandela is the new batsman. top in the batting in the first game, came down the order in their second game. Now he's back at number 4. Different roles in every game, so we'll see how he goes. What they do need though from him is they need some runs, and they need them quite quickly, because they're in trouble. 13 for 2 is not a good start in this power play. Emil Patel, the captain, the new bowler, having a wonderful day, and a wonderful day with a bat. So I want to continue that wonderful start with a bat, with a ball. So we'll see how he goes. It's over number 3 in the power play. At required run rate, you don't start well. Look, it's already above 10 runs to the over.
A nice window of opportunity, yeah, for the bowling team. Just to keep grinding now. Get a couple of dots. Just got a wicket, a big wicket. Don't miss this opportunity.
Chance for a run out, or just a fumble? He manages to get back.
2 dots, and the pressure is building, especially on Kandela, the batsman. He's got to make a move. There's no time to waste.
Driven down the ground. It's a good shot. A very good shot. Races away for 4.
Fantastic timing. Straight past the bowler. It was full. Relief. They need more of that. Slower delivery. Just couldn't get his length right.
Oh, just over. Again, it's good timing, and it's another boundary for the Stars.
Great comeback. It was, again, too full. This time he just stood dead still, just used his hands and that big bat. And 2 boundaries have just changed the momentum again.
Playing a miss on this occasion, but it's a good over nonetheless. A couple of dot balls to start off, but it's those 2 boundaries that makes it such a good one. 9 runs from it, 22 for 2.
Victor's going to make way for Henry Davids. 22 for 2 after 3. One more over in this power play. Who's going to win this over? The bowler or the batter? Henry, you're probably going to say the batsman.
Good morning, Peter. I would love to beat the batter, you know. Obviously, last over the power play, you want to make full use of it to maximize the situation of the game. The Cowboy starts needing 74 of 42 balls. Peter, as the games has gone on, it looks like it's a proper roller coaster. You think one team's on top, and then something spectacular happens, and then it's the other way around again.
Yeah, and it's just the beauty of a boundary, the relief that it brings. That previous over was a good example, good Yorker. First 2 deliveries, dot deliveries, and then all of a sudden, bang, bang, 2 deliveries, momentum changer.
Yes, it is very well bowled by Azhar. One thing that I've noticed from the back here, Pierre, is Azhar's back foot. It's very close to that wide line. Now, I don't think it's something that the umpires are taking note of.
Yeah, you can see that it's definitely touching the line. You are allowed to have your foot over the line but not touching. But I can see there that it's touching.
I think from an umpire's point of view, it's probably you can't really see it. You gotta turn your whole body to see where that back foot is landing. But I think as a bowler, if you can get away with something, you will keep on trying to.
It's coming from a wide angle. That's going to be wide. He started well in this over. 2 dots. How costly is this extra delivery going to be?
The beauty of this T10 games are it's quite difficult to predict what's going to happen. You gotta wait almost to at the end.
Oh, that's in the air. He gets it over, and it's going to race away for boundary. Candela, he struggled a little bit, but that will make him feel a lot better.
Yes, as you said, he struggled in the beginning, but obviously he's getting used to the conditions now, seeing the ball a little bit better. And hit that one nicely through the cover area.
Slower delivery, well bowled, excellent. It's again that length that's more difficult. The moment you go a foot fuller than that, it's easy. These batters just stand and they go leg side.
Especially if you take the pace off it, it's quite difficult to hit. As you've seen that length, and it's always nice to have a left arm bowler in your team just for that extra variation.
Again. Oh, that is an excellent shot. Slapped it over the offside ring.
Pierre, that's some proper Caribbean flair there. It's always nice to see people expressing themselves on the cricket field. I'm a big fan of batters, well, cricketers expressing themselves on cricket fields, you know. Obviously, like we said, the game is evolving a lot, and you've got to bring something different. Sometimes you don't look great, but when it does come off, it does look spectacular.
Here's the extra delivery. 9 runs of this over so far. It is a great shot. He gets punished for that extra delivery. It goes for another boundary. 13 runs of that last over in the power play. Fantastic comeback by KWS. The last 2 overs, 5 boundaries.
It's all about momentum. So, as you said, the Stars getting nice momentum going into the second half of this game, obviously with the power play being done. 35 for 2 after the 4 overs. So they're setting themselves up nicely for the rest of this game.
Only 3 runs in that second over. Also a wicket. And just look at 5 boundaries, how it can change the momentum completely. Immediately we're going to see spin after the power play. But in the bowling attack.
As we've seen most of the time, or most of the teams as well, they bring the spinners on after the power play just to try to slow down the game. As we've seen, it's quite difficult to get the spinners away if they land the ball in the right area, but obviously if it's not great bowling, they've got enough time to execute.
First delivery full, down the ground, single. $60 runs needed of 35 deliveries. Required run rate just above 10. And that's a great shot. He just decided to go back and just helped it along. Candela, he's 19 of 10.
He's getting into the game very nice. I think that's a call for new balls there. For being hit over the wall there. And he got into position very, very quickly, which is a good trait to have as a batter. You know, you obviously where you want to hit the ball, and it looks like he knows where he wants to hit the ball. He's hitting the ball with the wind into his area.
A very good shot. No fielder there. And their teammates are enjoying what they're seeing at the moment. And, when you chase 10 runs and over, you know as a batter that you need 1 boundary per over, and they've got it already, and it's a maximum. New ball, sir. Yeah, a bit of a discussion going on. They can feel that it's at the moment with this partnership, 29 of 15, a fantastic strike rate of around 200, that they need to break this partnership. They need to find a way. Otherwise, the longer these two are batting, that 95 runs is not going to be enough.
Yes, they definitely have to. And from Bud's point of view, he's gone for 7 runs of 2 balls. He's got to try to limit the damage now. Get either a wicket or a couple of dot balls. But I think the way Candela is going, he's looking for boundaries.
Come on!
That's the same. Too short, but this time it's straight to the fielder. He's disappointed, Candela, apologies.
I think he got a little bit overexcited. They saw a very similar delivery. Hitting the first one for 6, trying to hit this one a little bit further.
That's a fantastic shot. Umpire had to dive and duck. This time it's Lulat in the action.
Let's have a look at the umpire there. Oh, some good movement at, at the end.
Well, at least he's awake now.
I think his next call is going to be for Ahmed there from the dugout. We've seen in some of the T20 games the umpires going on with Ahmed. So I don't think it's I think it's a clever idea, to be honest, with the way the guys are hitting the ball these days.
So I've seen it in the Big Bash. The ball striking at that level is ruthless. So don't blame the umpires. They're around 25 meters away from the batsman, so that is quite close. End of the over, 48 for 2.
Pierre, we've seen a lot with batters practicing, trying to hit either the bowling machine or at the stumps or above the stumps, because obviously that's the biggest area, the gap straight on the wicket. It's quite difficult if you're in the field to pick up the line of the direction that the guys are hitting if you hit that straight. I remember Matthew Hayden, they were actually naming it the bowler killer shot, something like that. Trying to hit the ball dead straight down the wicket because it's difficult to pick it up. Doesn't matter where you field. It's an area that not a lot of guys actually hit. The guys go extra cover, long on, but not that dead straight hit.
Yeah, bear in mind for the bowler and his follow through. Seen some really ugly accidents. Bowlers getting hit in the face in their follow throughs. Might see bowlers bowling with helmets soon. Well, there's definitely a big momentum shift here. Last 3 overs, 7 boundaries. That's a high percentage. You would feel now that the Cowboy Stars, they should win this game. But there's always a but.
100%, Pierre. I guess that I've called a couple games, but I'm done with that.
And here's a but. It's a run out.
There's the but. We've seen some terrible running in some of the games, and hopefully Lulat got in just in time because he was going quite nicely, and the partnership as well.
He finds it funny. I don't think his teammates will find it funny. That's terrible running. Didn't have to do that. It was straight to the fielder. It was a decent delivery. He just chipped it over. He's jogging as well. His partner says, I want 2. And Miles out. Miles.
Pierre, I think in any format you've seen what a difference runouts makes. You know, and obviously now with the way these two were going, they were cruising. You know, now you just put a little bit more pressure on the guys coming in because he's got to first of all get off strike and get the in batter on strike.
Yeah, but now the in batter, he's thinking, well, I can't get out now. We can't afford to have 2 new batters here. So it changes the mindset, the plan completely when you make such a unnecessary error there. It was a very good partnership.
Pure, that's why I said yesterday I called a couple of games fairly early on and I'm done with that.
Here's another dot. .47 of 27. Just creeping up to 11 runs per over, but it's a maximum. Too short.
That's a very good hit by Agas. Facing 2 dot balls, putting a little bit of pressure on him and getting a nice delivery to put away for a lovely 6.
Short again. This time offside. Has it got enough? No, just short. 10 of 2. Wow. Just before those, or just after the 2 dots, before the boundaries, the required run rate was just under 11. It's now gone to 8.8. It's too short again. This time with wicket, it should only be 1. It's only going to be 1.
Some good fielding on the boundary, Pierre. Guy attacking the ball nicely. Quick. Lovely clean pickup and a quick release to stop the guys from turning for 2. 60 for 3 after 6 overs. And the Cowboy Stars need 36 runs of 24 balls.
Yeah, another big over. They did get their run out, but 12 runs still coming from that last over. Kings had an opportunity there, especially also the previous wicket, to keep things quiet, but they didn't. There, over 4, 5, 6, over 3, 9 boundaries in those overs.
Okay, from a coaching perspective, obviously with the previous over taking a wicket, 2 dot balls, you want to get a very not try to go for a boundary in. Oh no, it's difficult with this one because you know the batters are coming at you. But as a bowler, you need to have a plan where you have your to get the batter or strike, or your not the boundary ball, a single ball if you can call it that. So it's something that you need to practice as well going forward, especially in this format.
Absolutely, I just think the execution of skills are not there. And this is clean bowled. Clean bowled. It's the captain again.
Pierre, is there another bat coming? With this
Always.
cruising of 36 or 24
There's
balls.
always a but. But I do think that the bowlers, as you mentioned, for me it's just the execution of skills. That's the previous delivery, that wicket there, it's good execution. The previous 3-4 overs, poor execution. You've got to hit that length. It's the 4th wicket. Agas, he's gone for 11, 60 for 4.
Eleven of 6 delivery, striker of 183.33. I don't think that's a bad job, especially in this format. If you go like this, it was a quick blitz basically from the batter. You know, where you get if you go like 5 of 8 balls, then you put your team under pressure. But if you get 11 of 5.
Yeah, and Candela, he's still there, 20 of 12. Get him on strike.
He hasn't faced the ball for a while now, so that's also does play into your head. You know, as a batter, you love the flow all the time, especially if you're in good form. You want the ball, you want to be on strike more all the time, basically. But now, the last over or so, he hasn't faced a lot of balls, so that could play into the opposition's hands.
This is in the air. Is there a fielder underneath it? No. It's a maximum. Wow, first ball.
A lot of pressure off himself. 30 runs needed of 22 deliveries.
Wow, and the timing, first ball, just stand there, dead still. Baidu, he's not going to waste time. This is in the air, there's no timing this time. Is there a fielder underneath it? No.
There was a lovely little backspin there.
Good running as well, 2 runs.
Great running, yes. Like I say, in the stage of the game, you want to hit the gaps. That is using the gaps perfect. You need the holes in the field.
Slower delivery, well bowled, well played.
It's very good adjustment made there from the batsman. These first two deliveries, he had a big swing. And obviously we were speaking about that flow. More often than not, you just keep on hitting and hitting and hitting. He was watching the ball very nicely and adjusted very nicely just to get the ball away for one.
Oh, that just touched his helmet. Interesting shot.
Yeah, I think Candela is eyeing that side, obviously with the wind. He's been hitting it nicely that way as well. And like we said, he has been facing a lot of balls in the last 2 overs. You know, so obviously you've got to get back into the swing of things again.
Just clip the helmet. This is in the air. Fielder underneath it. Oh, he's put it down. He's put it down. And it's Candela. That's a big wicket. That's a massive chance in this game. It's the end of the 7th over, 71 for 4. Won't get it easier than that. And for the rest of the match, we're going to make way for Victor and Pom.
Yeah, going along beautifully here. Cowboy Stars. And that's all they have to do. Nothing else. Here and there will be a bad enough delivery to put away with just 24 more to get, and so many deliveries at their disposal. Don't have to get too creative. 23 from 15, and Godfrey Candela. Henry David's been on about his offies.
Yeah, he's been very good with the bat today. He's sort of struggled to get his timing right in the last couple of games, but he's been very good today. And that's what they need. Just occasionally there's a bad delivery and it's been put away, and that's been so good about this innings of the Stars, is it, apart from the fact that they do lose occasionally a wicket, they still maintain that run rate. Last couple of overs going over 10 runs to the over. That's beautifully struck.
Straight down the ground, and the men posted on long on, long off boundary have gone just a bit wider. As the one went square, and so probably mid on just drifted to the right as well. Yep, another gap found, and it's 2 fours in a row. Just cruising it now. Candela is comfortable, is playing well, strike rate just over 150, but Baidu is racing. 19 from 7. 12 off. $83 for 4.
Yeah, they need to win. I said it earlier though as well, is that they're the only team that haven't won a game, but progression though, isn't it? You look at teams and how better they become. The first game that they only got 65 runs, so the batting is something that they struggled with in their first game, but it's an improvement. Day number one is always a struggle, but what you want to see in these tournaments, especially with teams like this, is you want to see the improve. You want to see the graph climbing a touch up. But that's what the Stars have done. They only need 13 of just 12 deliveries.
And I hope this sort of tournament, when I say tournament, this is probably the climax of it all for their domestic system. I hope from on a weekend to weekend basis they can have something that's going on, so there's a lot of cricket being played, because some of it you watch the guys turn up yesterday and you think, oh, a little bit rusty. Yes, I've had a few practice days leading up to this, and probably weeks as well, but trying to balance whatever is done from day to day and then getting into some competitions is not so easy. And the way to do it is to ensure you don't have a tournament such as this Zambia Cricket League. Here's the T10 series, we're having it, be on telly and all of that, and then nothing for a few months. So continuous, even though it's not on the telly, most cricket isn't on and must be played. I wonder if there'd be docking of points for slow over rates and just time wasted. He got a lot of bat on it, more than he would have liked. Just needed that to ramp off a bit quicker to go off to the fence, but it's another couple. And they're just eking them away. Target well in hand. Although
I think they're okay, Paul.
they should be. Good save that. Yeah, good running as well.
This chase has been so good, hasn't it? Like, if you think about how they started in that power play, they lost a couple of wickets in the first 4, and they just carried on. They carried on. I think Candela came in at number 4, and immediately strike rate was good, so they just maintained the momentum. That's a very good shot. Really good shot. There is protection there, and they'll come back again for a few. It's just that to maintain that run rate at one stage was about close to 12 runs to the over, and they managed, especially towards the end, to make sure that they get it down to, it's less than 5 runs to the over now. And normally you sort of try and leave it towards the end, and that's where the struggle is, especially when you can get one quality bowler that bowls well at the death, and you put your teams under so much pressure to make sure that you do the job before you go to the end.
Oh, sloppy. Sloppy. Oh. Very sloppy. And the sloppiness has given away the game, actually. Whatever chance they might have had to stay in it in the last over, we're needing 5 or 6. Well, that's gone. They just need 2 to win now. And it started with, well, 1 to win. It started with bowler misfield. And as soon as he misfields it, they can get one. Then the throw, misfield again, nobody watching, they can get a second and a third. Yeah, and now Baidu is on strike. And, well, yeah, 2 to win. He's not on strike, he's off strike. They ran 3 runs. And so Candela keeps the strike. But it's just a couple of runs to get. Here's ready with some spin. Come on, mate, defend this 1 run we have.
How was that? How was that?
Not out, and they'll run a couple and end the game, win the game, get on the board.
Yeah, they played really well. They really did bat well today. Hit the Stars, and that a much needed win. They're off the mark now. A couple of points for them, so alive in the tournament.
Handshakes all round as the Cowboy Stars win by 6 wickets. The Kitwe Kings will be very disappointed actually. Their skipper got to 50 and he probably should have got a lot more than that, because he was quickly up to about 45, and then right at the back end of the innings is where he seemed to slow down just the wrong time if you're in the Kings side, and where they looked like they were going to get about 110, maybe even sort of 100 and in the teens. They didn't get to 100. They ended up 95 for 4. Of course, you must give credit also to the Stars for bowling well enough at that stage to restrict them, and that's probably what it is that has won them the game, because such a difference chasing 95 or chasing close to 120. Yeah, good scores.
Yeah, the other thing that stands out from this game as well, Pom, is just the partnerships that have been in for both teams. And this one is a good one because it's 36 of just 19 deliveries. Players having to bat through the innings. Candela bats through for the Stars. You spoke about Patel, who got 50 and maybe lost his way there, but there's already an improvement in this tournament. As we said, we'll probably see a much more improved batting performance, and that's what you want to see in this T10 competition. Start for Lulet, who really played well and ran himself out, 24 of just 12. Candela held the innings together with his 34 of 23, and Baidu, outstanding, 20 of just 8 deliveries. And the partnerships, good ones, one of 36 of 20, and this one just to finish it off, Candela and Baidu, 36 of just 19 deliveries. Yeah, the bowling just a struggle. 10 runs to the over, that's the economy rate. 1 for 17 for Aga, bowled nicely with that new ball. Left arm seam. 1 for 20 for the captain as well.
Yeah, Patel 52 from 32. And then, well, that was that. Nobody could add to that to make sure that they got past 100. In the end, the Cowboy Stars getting it with 4 deliveries to spare. So a comfortable chase and winning by 6 wickets.
And this is the highlights, a couple of wickets that fell, but as was in the power play, the first 4 overs, there were times that they needed boundaries, desperate boundaries, but hit them quite well. I know it was a second wicket that fell, but some good shots being played down the ground. You'll probably see a lot more being hit with the restrictions, especially in the first 4 overs. Targeting that mid-wicket boundary as well. And they batted well though, the Stars. Really did nicely. That's a lovely shot. Slightly slow, it was slightly short. And as they kept on getting their runs, the wicket still tumbled on the other side. But what they did well, the Stars, though, is every single time a new batsman came in, they just continued to smash it. They won by 4 wickets at the end. All right, first game 1 from game day number 2 done. Let's go down for the toss for the second game.
We're continuing from the Lotus Sports Ground with live T10 action in the Zambia Cricket League. The first game that we had, of course, the Cowboy Stars coming up tops over the Kitwe Kings. Brilliant run chase from the Cowboy Stars. Next up, like we said, Endora Blitz taking on Lusaka Heat. Home team in this particular fixture will be the Endora Blitz, and led by James Squire. He'll be doing the toss, and Mukesh will be picking the side. So we proceed into the coin toss. What's the call, Mukesh?
Tails, Dad.
Tells from Mukesh is the call from Lusaka Heat. Heads it is. So James gets the call. What are we going to do first?
I would like to field first.
Okay, so Endora Blitz are going to field first. How would you have liked it to turn out otherwise? Would you have loved to win the toss?
Yes, yeah, we'd like to win the toss, and that's our plan, to bowl first.
How's the mood in the camp after yesterday's showing?
Everyone's on good spirits. We played good cricket yesterday, so we hope to continue that today.
And Mukesh, had you won the toss, what would you have opted to do first?
We would have loved to bat also, but fortunately enough, we have lost and we are still batting. I'm very happy with the toss result.
How's the mood between the Lusaka Heats today?
Yeah, we are really geared up. I hope we have a good match. We will do everything in our powers to win this match.
All right. So Mukesh and James, all the best guys, lead out your lads and give us some good action.
Thank you very much.
So that's it from us here, and up next is going to be the action between Endora Blitz and Lusaka Heats.
Welcome back. It's day 2, match 2. It's the Lusaka Heats against Endora Blitz in the Bet Barter Zambia Cricket League. Players are making their way into the middle. It should be a very good match. And some of the players, and for me this Endora Blitz side looks a really good side. We saw that yesterday. They're unbeaten, and the batsmen now getting ready. And Lusaka Heats, they need to bounce back.
Yes, Pierre, the Osaka Heats won one and lost one. And Endora Blitz obviously unbeaten today. Looks like they prefer bowling first, which is not a bad ploy in this format because it's so short. You know exactly what you need to do coming in with a bat in the second innings.
Now they're the two teams. As I said, that Endora Blitz team, they have got 2 leg spinners, which is really exciting. They've got James Green, which is a young fast bowler.
Yes, we had Russell yesterday taking the first hat-trick of the Bet Barter Zambia Cricket League, and then James Green finished the game off for them nicely. It looked like they were out of the game yesterday where they needed almost 14 3 overs, and then they had a big over of 22 where Green was hitting some beautiful boundaries at the back end of the game.
Well, we're ready to go. First delivery beaten by pace, and it's Green. Looked like a little bit of outswing there.
It's a beautiful style by Green there. Yeah, like you said, Pierre, lovely little bit of waist swing. Foolish length, almost Yorker length. You know, we would lucky to get a ball like that on the stumps first up. I would like to see what the umpire does, if that's evasive action or him leaving the ball.
Yeah, leg by. First run. Patel. He's going to face his first delivery.
Pierre, the last delivery, it's touch and go being either evasive action or him leaving the ball, you know. There's no shot offered there, so it could have been a dead ball called by the umpire.
Just inside the wide line. Again, very full. Yesterday his lengths were very good. Just seems like he's struggling with his action. We spoke about it game 1 as a fast bowler. Just to get that action going. He's quite full because he's not finishing his action. Maybe a little bit on the stiff side. That's better. You still get the single, but that's a much better delivery.
Yes, but he brought his length back fairly nicely there. It's ideal length for wickets like these, and obviously with a little bit of pace with batters. I'm not used to facing a little bit of pace in this league. And we saw in the first 2 games he was very aggressive. But like I said, I think he's struggling with his action a little bit, not finishing it. Therefore, over pitching a little bit. But he got away with it there.
This is in the air. Is it going to be enough? Good fielding. Very good. 2 runs.
Very good fielding there, Pierre, but I would have thought they would have gone for 3, so I think it's a single loss there after the first over. 4 runs for no wicket.
Very good technique. Very good. Just the captain Squire making sure that that left leg is up in the air in that slide.
Yesterday, I think it's Parker. Yeah, Parker opening the bowling again. The first 2 games, his first ball is exactly the same long hop outside off stump. Let's see if he does better today.
Yeah, when he gets it right, he looks dangerous, but in between, he's bowled some loose deliveries. Here's that in swing, it's in the air. It's going to be out. Straight to the fielder. Parker strikes.
That's a great start by Parker. Easily taken there in the covers from, it looked like Badcock, yes. Good catch by Badcock there. Pierre?
Yeah, he departs for 1. The Heats, they lose their first. 4 for 1. A little bit of in swing, he just loses his shape. Leans back, no power, no timing. New batsman. So Hal?
It's another good start.
Oh, nearly onto the stumps. Inside edge. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky, well tried. Just couldn't get it back. It's again a sign that this outfield is very, very fast.
Yes, some good commitment by Green down the boundary. Unlucky for just not getting it, picking it up cleanly there. Like I said, it's another good start by the Blitz. I think a good thing that they've done in this tournament so far is getting wickets up front. I think it's always nice putting teams under pressure.
Another wicket. Another wicket straight to the fielder, just behind square. Yesani. Second wicket for the Heats. Parker's on fire.
It's 2 wickets for 4 runs, much better start than yesterday. And like we said, obviously the thing that the Blitz have done very well in this tournament so far is taking wickets up front, putting the opposition on the back foot very early on, which is the ideal position to be in.
A good delivery, and he just works around the corner, straight to that man there. It's the young man.
I think the captain will be very happy with that. He couldn't have put that field in a better place.
No. That brings Kalka to the wicket. Their team deep in trouble. He cuts this one, first one in the gap. Boundary.
That's very well played. That's a trait of a good batter. You know, he waited for the ball very nicely there. It's easy to go at the ball playing white ball cricket because you want to get to the ball. They waited very nicely for the ball and just steered it through backward point for 4.
Yeah, fantastic placement. And with some fantastic timing. It was a little bit of width. This time full, keeper missed it. Sloppy. Bonus runs.
I think that this is probably one of the worst things for keepers, letting buys go through. I know a lot of keepers here, they get upset when there's buys that goes through them basically. I don't think it's ever easy standing up when the guys, the guys are swinging fairly hard, Pierre. Even especially a full ball like that.
He took a good catch yesterday standing up. I just feel that he was napping a little bit here. Didn't expect that. This is too wide. This is a very good shot. Parker getting 2 wickets in this over, but still going for 16 so far. Well, it's the end of the over. 16 runs of that over. 20 for 2.
Yeah, I think Parker was just looking for that big in swingers. Obviously, when the ball got hit a couple of times, the ball don't swing as much anymore. That's obviously with the white cricket ball when it's fairly new, and the first couple of balls they do swing a lot, but after that the swing disappears quickly, especially if the ball gets hit to the boundary for 1 or 2 4s or 6s.
Oh, they've bounced back. The Lusaka Heats. Green in his second over. This is in the air. He helps it along.
There's the aggression we spoke about earlier from Green, putting the guy on the back foot. We don't see it in this tournament with a lot of plays where the guys are having pace, putting the guys on the back foot, just making them think.
He's gonna give it. That looked like it's gonna go down the leg side. Luckily, I'm not an umpire. That's out.
Yeah, he just got stuck on the back foot, didn't get forward. That's probably why the umpire gave him out.
That's the third wicket. They just got previous over. They got momentum back. They've given it back. We don't have a great angle here, but my initial thinking was that it's going to just go down the leg side. But the umpire immediately nodded his head and he said, "You're gone." He's trapped in the crease. That's one thing. But yeah, he's very deep in the crease.
But I think from our angle, it's quite tough to see that actually. It's a very good follow-up delivery there from Green, nice and full. He's hitting that Yorker line very nicely this morning.
That was beaten by pace. Again, full outside half of the bat. It's going to go for 4. Just use the pace of Green.
Okay, that's the beauty of having these big bats these days. Outside of the bat, and the ball races to the boundary.
It's a batter's game, Henry. That's a good delivery, that race for 4. He did nothing wrong. Oh, he's clean bowled. He comes back. Not sure about the shot selection, but it's the 4th wicket.
Yeah, I don't know what the thought process there was at that very moment in time, but yeah, it obviously didn't work for him. He went 4 runs off 3 deliveries, and the Lusaka is 25 for 4.
Top of off.
I think a very good thing from the Blitz in this tournament, like I said, they're taking wickets up front. And there's nothing better to stop the rate or the flow of a game than taking wickets.
Well, that's the end of Husu. Osaka Heats 25 for 4. Deep in trouble. Javed Patel. He needs to get his team out of this trouble. But you've got to question this shot selection. Oh, first ball, straight to the fielder. It's the end of the over. A very good over by Green. He's picked up 2 wickets in his 2 overs. Lusaka Heats 25 for 4. Well, we're going to take a breather and make way for Victor and Pommy.
Next time, Robert. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, they just have a little bit of hurry up in comparison to what's around in the 4 teams and the other 3 teams. And so it gets a few jumping up and down. Yeah, nicely timed that, using the pace, work square, and away it goes for 4. Sohail.
Yeah, Sohail needs to hold his innings together. His team is under pressure, having lost already 4 wickets, and we over number 4, last over of the power play.
Hey, what was it? It was Pierre actually yesterday saying, can't get bowled out in 10 overs. Yeah. Well, here we go.
Especially with a start like this, and that's why the Blitz are such favourites. It's the bowling attack that they have.
Oh, you've changed, have you?
No, I haven't changed.
Okay.
I'm just saying they're favourites.
Okay.
Obviously, the Heat's not looking good at the moment.
Yeah, it's not on their way. Well, you never know, though. All you have to do is get to the final, and you never know on the day.
It's actually there's 4 teams, and there's a knockout. Top 3 obviously qualify, and they play in that knockout and the eliminator. They only need to qualify to number 3, and you never know how thing goes about. You know, one bad day and you in the final and you win it. But just an overall thing, and I think it was me and Andrew were talking about this team, the Blitzers. Remember, they were chasing 65 and sort of lost their way and getting there. And when they played yesterday, the final game, you probably thought, "Oh, what's going to happen when they chase a bigger total?" They were playing against the Kings, as they needed 40 of 4 runs to go, and they'd lost a couple of wickets. Well, they answered that question because Green walked in and smashed 22 in 1 over. So it just looks like they're a well-balanced side, and they have some hitters in that batting lineup. But they've done well with the ball so far. You look at Stowe bowl, isn't it? I mean, the first ball that he bowls, he pitches out just outside off stump, and he gets the ball to swing away from the right-hander. And the next couple of balls are sort of straightish, and they just go with the angle and they go wide. And generally, coaches will say, "Stop looking for the magic ball."
Yeah, I think it's also half an action. It's an incomplete action as he bowls, and it might be, you know, we were looking at the start of the day in game 1 and saying stiff bodies. Yeah, same story for them. These Blitz fellas, they've got to come in and try and run in again and make sure that the action's being complete. It's nice though, and you just, you know, thinking couple of overs is your whole spell. Oh, wow, what a pleasure. I think you're hardly warmed up.
That's the problem though. Day number 1 is okay because you're hyped up about the first day, your body is fine. The problem is by the time you come into game number 2, day number 2, when you're getting halfway in your second over, your spell's done. You've already gone for a few, and that's the problem.
By about game 3, you'll be ready to bowl. I'm ready, Skip. No, you're done for the day.
Exactly.
Let's go, boy.
Money for Jam, that. Absolutely money for Jam. Short, leggy, trying to get himself started, get the fingers warmed up. Drags it down. And Patel says, "Thank you. Yeah, we need these runs." Smash. And again. This time shouts of catch it. Look at that, he's picked the man out. He didn't hit it out the middle of the bat. Identical deliveries. I don't think you should be celebrating that one. No, you might well apologize.
It all counts, Bob. It all counts. He gets his first after going for disappearing for 6. Yeah, Patel will be very disappointed with that because it is another opportunity. This time he tries to hit it a little bit squarer. In the previous one he hit it straighter. He's gone for 7. 41 for 5 now, the Heats. Just tries to smoke that, doesn't he? And just picks up the fielder.
Don't know if you do anything else but smoke that. Had to smash it. It needed to go into the tennis court.
Did you see that expression when he bowled? He just held his, what did I do?
I don't think so. No celebration. Yeah, I think back. You'd be a bit shy, isn't it? You come into the huddle with everyone and you bowled the rank long hop and someone's cut it to a point and you go, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe that." Oh, great nut. Yeah, once it gets warmed up, and I hope it's just a couple of balls that were dragged down from the leggy, he potentially can run through the side. I remember yesterday, I think it was in their first game, where he'd bowled the leggies and then he'd just bowl a seamer, and it was quite quick.
I think that's how he got his first wicket as well, didn't he? Got a very quick arm ball as well, and He bowled well though. I think the all-round attack is a good one.
Yeah, nicely struck. Yeah, not happy with how he's finished. Got a wicket though. Got to be happy about that. 47 for 5. Partnership. They need one. Someone to bat 3 or 4 overs and kind of take control of their innings. And Lusaka heats. Fielded square. Off the edge, it's gone fine. Yeah, nice. Good running. Had to be 2.
Sort of look at just the scorecard. You know, it's a team that lost 5 wickets, but they're still batting at like 9 runs to the over. You know, it's not too bad, and that's why it's so important, the point that you make about a partnership that they need. If they can just form some sort of partnership and just bat for the next 3 overs, they can get close to 80, maybe 90. They have a chance then.
Just from completion of the action, you see he gets a little bit of shape. There's Stowe. See Henry David's climbing into that because it's nice and wide. It's always going away. And then there, half the action. Action not completed. It's trying to sort of put it there, not bowl it there. Just get through that ball, and it ends up with a broken wrist, and yeah. And then as you walk back, see the shake of the head, be in the bonnet. There you go. And you can see the stiffness. Yesterday was a nice fluent run up, and yeah, the legs, arms pumping, no problem, and get through, a bit of a follow through. No follow throughs today. It's just, can I get out this over, please?
Just remember that pre-season game, you know, the first game you play. Bowled him! Lovely delivery to end the over. Nicely done. 51 for 6.
Yeah, I do. Oh, pre-season. I suppose it sort of developed, sort of evolved over time. You went from being youngster and having pre-season and then the season, and you'd play all other sports. And then once you started playing cricket sort of full time, you didn't really have an off season, did you? Because as Deepak Siroya, he's gone for 5. You didn't really have an off season because you'd have a maybe month off or so, but not a complete month off, and you'd play cricket through the year, whether you were in county cricket or club cricket over in the UK, and And because of the alternating seasons, you kind of stayed in some sort of shape, and you forgot what stiffness was. And if you did ever sort of decide, right, I'm not going over this year, I'm just gonna relax, let my body recuperate. Whoa, that preseason was a killer. And then the first game, even worse. First 4-day game, those feet. Whew.
What I can tell you though, Pom, is from coming from Bloemfontein, there's a cricket field there, Central University, and that is meant for pre-season. And there you will bowl till you can bowl. Normally batsmen just retire because you can't get them out. That's how flat it is. Just say, well, we're here to bowl, here to try and activate your body for the season. Driven well over the boundary, and they needed that 6. It's a good hit.
Yeah, old Hayden just walks in there. How's that for a first shot? Just absolutely smoked for 6. No hassles whatsoever. Really clean swing. He's batting and umpiring as well, isn't he? Like, hey, what about the wide? It's not wide. Out. Oh, no, not out. Dropped.
Yeah, the bowler will be very disappointed. I know that his first wicket was a long hop, but that one he would have thought that the fielder would have taken that. Especially the fact that he's done all the hard work. Just took his eye off the ball there. The last minute, the important moment. So Hale as well that he drops.
Let's go, boy.
It's a great effort to work it onto that side. Sure, he didn't get to it at all, and then just whip with the wrists. That's the end of the over. 62 for 6.
Yeah, the drop catch once again, and he's just trying to hit that, but he doesn't get enough of it. So first of all, what the fielder trying to do is he's trying to get in to make sure that he gets to the ball. He does that, but unfortunately, just at the last moment, he just drops the ball, takes his eyes off it, and that's why there's a drop catch. Okay, I'm gonna make my way up here. The brain will join Pomi Mbangwa.
Had to go all the way with that swing. He swung hard at that.
Yeah, they're losing wickets, but they also keep scoring runs. A very positive approach, very confident approach. Oh, good fielding. It's the young man. Took a catch earlier. A lot of changes in the field now. It's good running.
Yeah, I've been looking at that score and run rate the whole time, and the shots that are being played, and it kind of doesn't compute well. You know, 6 wickets down, and if you're 6 wickets down, how are you going at 10s? You know, you expect that the wickets would slow things down completely, and there'd be nothing happening. But no, they're still going at a decent enough rate.
They are. But I think, Pom, the more we're going to see this format, I think it's going to become a situation where you can be very strategic in terms of selection, where if you 6 down, it's actually not that bad. Your number 8 batsman is or your number 9 batter is a proper hitter. So you don't want to be only 2-3 down in a T10 match. I think it will be interesting discussions the more we're going to see this format, the approach, the strategic, the tactics, the selection, all of that.
In looking at T10, and it's terrible, because remember yesterday I asked you whether you think about things from a bowling perspective or from a batting perspective. I almost think you should only have 7 wickets, because it's 10 overs, you know, not 10 wickets.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. That I feel that the power play it's too big. You can't have nearly half your overs the power play. This is the young man. His first delivery is a short one, but it's straight to the fielder.
Oh, the other leg spinner also had one. First one short out the ground, next one short, straight to the fielder.
Oh, this is a long hop. He could have done anything with that, but he decided to hit it straight to the fielder. And if we were following Pommy Mbangwa's playing conditions, they would have been bowled out now.
Yes, they would have been. And so they might have been a bit more careful.
I don't want them to be careful. I want to see fireworks. I want to see batsmen actually, you know, you lose your wicket.
Oh, you see, no.
You're too old school.
No, there's got to be a prize on your wicket. Come on. You got what? You might as well have a bowling machine then.
But the one thing that I feel in selection in this format, do you really need 5 specialist bowlers, or do you believe that you're going to pick 3 specialist bowlers, 2 seamers and 1 spinner, for an example? You just want to win 3 overs in the game or in the innings. The other 2 bowlers can be part-time bowlers, but their job has got to be primarily to bat. So that gives the number 9 batsman that just walked in now, he could be a specialist type of batsman for these situations. I I don't know, I'm just thinking of nice ideas going forward in how you can approach this format.
And I hear you. I think you have to be strategic that way with this format. And so much of... It's nicely played. You're not going to have anybody there. He played it so late. And the skill in that with Snart bowling so slowly is incredible for Mehul to be able to wait and wait and wait and hit it that late and generate the pace to get it for 4. Play that nicely.
He did. They're still going at 10s, although they've lost 7 wickets. His first ball, Patel. His first ball went to the boundary. He's going again. Oh! Was that a chance? No. Straight to the fielder this time.
Yeah, I think so much of when you go from the purest form, 5 days, 4 days, first class, whatever you want to call it, and you go to the limited overs versions. Oh, has he hit it well enough? No, he hasn't. Catch taken. And another one down.
That's another long up down the throat of the fielder. 80 for 8. The young man, Snart, he picks up his second wicket in his over.
Yeah, gone for 26. Yeah, he's helped. 26 out of 80 runs. Good work. Yeah, he'd be distraught here because he should have hit that away. He felt that he should have got that to the boundary. He's thinking 6 rather than 4 though. And so because it's in the air and he hasn't quite got it. Out. Yeah, in deconstructing the main format, the unfortunate thing many a time is you know, coaches and whoever it is will work from that format rather than working from a clean white sheet. It's got to be a clean canvas and think out. No, down. Oh dear, that's a goober. Oh dear. Oh well. Get him next time. 80 for 8.
Goodness. It's Badcock. He's put it down. Can you believe it? You do not get them easier than this. Pops it up. He thinks it's too easy. He does not know where to hide right now.
Yeah, so I'm saying you got to work from a clean slate. Not think test matches, not think 5 specialist bowlers or 4. So don't think that way. You see, in limited overs, all limited overs cricket, everyone's thinking 5 bowlers. Because, you know, you divide the 50 overs between them. And so every format has whatever overs divided between the 5. But, well, no, actually, not necessary.
Yeah, it's interesting discussions. I think it's important to keep on evolving the game, but as you correctly say, is that the purist still wants to watch good test cricket, for example. This format is a new format. The power play in this format should be 2 overs. 1 short run. Should be 2 overs, not 4.
Yeah, and I think rather than deconstruct the purest form, just construct a new one. Yes, it's not, and I don't think they're the same games. Like, do you know what I mean? Yes, it's cricket, but if you think about what you have to do in a first class game and what you might want to do in a T10 game.
Exactly. Think out the box. Oh, another one down. It's the captain, Squire. He's put her down. They've put a couple down. I hope they didn't have a late night last night.
I hope they did, because otherwise they'd have no excuses.
Correct. They got through for two. They're approaching 90. 2 deliveries remaining. Will they get to that 90 mark?
Yeah, nothing on the delivery. Just 1 ball to go in the innings then. Yeah, they were all right. Kept losing wickets, and just at the back end would have liked someone to bat, you know, the last 2-3 overs. That way, they might well have been able to get 20 or so, whatever it is. Yeah, didn't happen. In the end, it's a good comeback at the death by the bowling side.
Yeah, there was a good over here by Russell. But the Heats, they've got something on the board. They've got something on the board. They managed to bat their 10 overs. It's one of those tricky ones. But so good to see these young kids having fun. And that is thanks to Bet Barter, the sponsor. The batting card, Sahel, 26 of 19. No one really got going apart from Sahel.
23 from 13 is the best partnership, and you'd like that sort of thing to happen, you know, last wicket, the last partnership there is, where they can bat for 13, 14, 15 balls together. Then you have the upper hand somewhat and you get a good finish. Economy 4, outstanding. 6, yeah, really good. 7 as well. In a game where you're sort of aiming to be below 10s, and so if you have most of your bowlers below that, you've done a good job. Where the Heats will have to be happy with 86 for 8. For the Endora Blitz, must get 87 if they are to win a 3rd game in succession. See how they go. Not too long from now. Yeah, look at the wickets to fall, and there were many of them. Shots were played, lots of shots played.
Catch!
That was clean bowl. This was the youngster. Not the best deliveries, not the best shots. That one in the same over, straight to the fielder.
Yeah, they'll be happy with their work, I think, right at the back end. They took wickets up front, and then bowling, they'd have lost their way a little bit. Felt that the rate was too much, really, for them having taken wickets, and at the back end managed to stall the progress of the Heat. And so the Endora Blitz I think we'll be relatively happy with chasing down 86. I need 87 to win.
Yeah, welcome back. Endora Blitz, they'll need 87 runs to win. They've won their first 2 games. They've bowled very well once again in the first part of the game. Look, a decent unit, H.
Very well balanced unit, Vic. We spoke about it yesterday, the balance that they had, the back end, and obviously in the front, you know. So I think they've got a decent total, not a big total. And we've seen with the last couple of games, you never know what is enough in this format.
I think also if you just had a look at how Lusaka batted, you know, even though they lost so many wickets up front, they still maintained a good run rate. And maybe slightly disappointing towards the end that they managed to get to 86. You probably look at how they were going, and they might just get close to 100, maybe 95, 99 or something, 10 more runs. But nonetheless, 40 for 5, you end up getting 86. Not a bad effort. Fletcher to open the batting. See how destructive he can be. Hawks were the leg spinner, his partner on the other side.
This Fletcher had a good start in both games yesterday. He played some very good cricket shots with the back foot, especially over cover. It looks like his favorite area, which is not a bad area to hit, because there's not a lot of fielders there, Vic.
You would know that, wouldn't you? And that's what you need to do, you know. I mean, you would have the experience of batting in power plays. It's just about some good cricketing shots, and that's what he does. And he's probably just let himself down that he's probably played one too many, you know, the one slog shot that he didn't really need to play. And hopefully he's learned from that.
We'll have to see, Vic. The way he's been batting, I think, is only one way, and which is attacking, which is a great way to go. As the first ball, beautiful cricket shot through extra cover before. Vic, for me, that was the shot of the day so far.
Yeah, what quality shot that by Fletcher. Siroya was really struggling, isn't it? That's like a proper loosener. That first ball that he runs in, he has the new ball in his hand, and he just bowled a floater outside the off stump. And if you're a batsman, or so what, can actually just see the smile on Fletcher's face. That's better. Let's hit the deck a little bit harder. Good running.
Very good running. Like, I think what you say with Royal, in the first 2 games, coming around the wicket, he swung the ball massively actually. So some days where you pick a ball that don't swing, you'd know. Like, and I think that first was obviously looking for swing, and there was no swing, and he bowled a very nice, juicy, wide, half volley to the batter, which obviously most batters will light up.
I also think that it's the length. That's the problem sometimes when you're searching for the swing. I think the length, you just start up with the length, try and just get your body going. But when you go for a boundary first up, you put yourself under so much pressure. That's also just not a good shot. It's way outside the off stump. The batsman leaves that. It goes for called a wide, but not to be. Fletcher sees an opportunity, and it's another boundary.
And again, it's another good start by the Blitz. 10 runs after 4 balls, which obviously I'm big on setting the tone. You know, the first couple of overs, either with a bat or with a ball. You know, for now, for the Heat to defend the score, they know they're under pressure because they're 10 out of 4 balls, and it's only the first couple of deliveries. So if you have a good start, it's easier to go about your game plan. That's much better. No width and a better length. Like you just said, now the length is very important in any format, and especially in this format. You can't give freebies away. And there's been a couple of freebies in this first couple of deliveries by Saraya.
You sort of have a look, and you what you want is you want batsmen to go searching. Then you don't want to give them freebies because you only have the two overs that you need to bowl. You're taking the first over. 85 is not such a big total. You need to start well, and he hasn't started well here. He's bowled a couple of wide deliveries. This one is just on the pads, and it races away for another boundary. Wonderful start here for the Blitz. 15 without loss.
Yes, beautiful start. Another thing is, as a captain, it's tough to set your field. You want to have the ideal field set to what your bowler wants. But if you get hit on both sides of the field for boundaries, then it's tough. You know, he's been hit for 2 boundaries on the offside, 1 through square leg. So it's difficult to set your field or set a game plan for your bowlers as well.
So a lot to do now for the Heats. First over gone for 15 runs. And that's just pressure though. You just feel as a fielding side, that's not the start that you need. 85 is a chance, you know, you're giving yourself an opportunity. But provided your bowlers back it up, you need to start well, you need to create opportunities, not to be 3-4s in that over. The batsman didn't need to look for anything. It was just 3 bad balls that got put away. And with the restrictions, well, it doesn't help much.
Yes, like you said, with 85, you're there, about, you know, a couple of good overs. Then that rate would go to 10 very quickly. But at the moment, obviously, with a start like that, you're behind the 8 ball already. So the guys coming in with the ball, they need to be on the button, you know, getting the dot ball, getting wickets, not dot balls. I think wickets will obviously stop the flow of runs being scored.
A lot of work to be done here by Patel. His partner on the other side's gone for 15, and it's his job now to try and see if he can bring that run rate down. 13 and a half now to the over. Try and get it, just half it a bit. You know, get it to 10 runs and over, and that's how you work your way around it. Nicely bowled, very straight. No run.
Yeah, and it's interesting with the field placement as well. Obviously with the off spinner, it looks like they've got the mid on up, which is obviously a massive area in the field to hit spinners basically. So we'll see the execution of the bowler, because it's going to depend where the ball's going to get hit.
And then when you don't get the opportunity to hit the boundary, it's important to run well between the wickets, because it just keeps that run rate going. As an opportunity come, you get a boundary, all of a sudden it's 10 runs to the over. Team feels under pressure. Or as it goes on as a bowler, you just feel that there's so much to be done. That's a beautiful shot. Just allowed the ball to come on and placed it nicely for 4.
It's very clever cricket there, Vicky. So like you said, held on very nicely, using the pace, a slightly quicker ball from Patel and Oxworth. Very clever and just guiding the ball through fine leg for another boundary.
That's a difficult chance. Will go down as a chance, and you can see how annoyed is the keeper, because there's an opportunity. They need to get a breakthrough, need to break this partnership. That is really a difficult chance. Chance. Just wide. Throw wasn't a good one. Good over for the Blitz. 23 without loss.
Yes, Vic, with the last 2 deliveries, they had 2 chances. And a game like this, when you have 2 guys going at the moment and they're batting well, you need to take those opportunities. Obviously, with that catch, it was a difficult one, but the round could have been a lot better result for the Heat.
You just need something to break it, isn't it? You need to break the momentum somehow, whether you're bowling or batting. At the moment, the momentum is all definitely on the batting side. Going quite nicely, 23 without loss. Only 64 needed now. Just get a wicket, just change the momentum of the game, because and I think in T20 a partnership develops quickly, but this one is already a good partnership, and that's what you need.
Yes, 100%. And obviously, as you see in the other games as well, it happens very quickly. You can either win a game in 1 over, or you can fall behind the game in the space of 1 over. You know, when you don't go for runs, 3 run over with a wicket or 2 here and there, and then you're behind 8 ball. I think this is the beauty of this format, because it changes so quickly.
Murunure is the new bowler. Yeah, his partner went for 8. It was, what was it? 15, then 8. Good start. Lovely start.
I think that's a lovely length and some lovely late swing from Mudunuri. It's a good start. Obviously, like I said, now just the follow-up ball, making sure not to change too much, just to keep it nice and simple, and the batsman make the play instead of you as a bowler go turn to look for it.
Straight to the fielder. There's protection on that mid-wicket boundary, just the single.
You can love his lines. You can see there's a plan. He knows where he wants the ball to go. You know, going nice and full on mid and leg. If the guy plays with a straight bat, he's got cover there at the cow corner. I think the other fielder is either a long off or mid off, but he knows where he wants to be attacked. You know, instead of bowling wide deliveries where there's no protection.
Nice start this. First delivery swung away from the batsman. A clear plan. Wicket to wicket. Not great pace, but the control is good so far. Smashed away. Smashed away for 4.
Vic, as a bowler, you know the batter is coming. You both 3 very good deliveries. You've gone for 1 run in 3 deliveries. You know the batter is coming. So, like, you know, obviously, if you prepare well, you know where the batter will try to go. Because most batters have 1 or 2 release shots. And that's one thing you can counter. So I think the guys have seen Fletcher bat in the first couple of games, where he likes running at the wicket, or you go very deep in his crease, specifically of the spinners. So something that the guys can prepare going forward and try to counter that.
And the other thing also, as Mudunari is not of great pace either, Andre, as the keeper can then come up, and just to protect the length that he bowls. You know, at the moment he's using that crease quite well. It's well fielded, very well fielded to get something behind.
That was a very good knee there, Vic. Just looking at the keeper where he's standing, I just think he's a little. I know he's not that quick, but it's a little bit of nowhere at the moment. You know where he's standing. He might as well stand up, because if the batter gets out, then I don't think he's going to have enough time to get to the ball, to catch the ball, basically.
Dot ball. That's a good over, that. Apart from the boundary that was scored, it's just 6 runs from it, 29 without loss.
There's some good sportsmanship there from the wicketkeeper, saying no, he can hit it very quickly as well. It's good to see, especially in the competitive environment. Victor just left. And welcome back, Pierre de Bruin. Got an interesting game here for us, Pierre.
Yeah, it's interesting. No wickets down so far. That's a bonus. 3 overs done, and you still haven't lost a wicket, so you would feel that it's advantage Blitz at the moment. Nice to see some supporters coming to watch cricket. So Hill, he is in the bowling attack. Fletcher, 16 of 9. Hawksworth, 12 of 9. 1 over remaining in the power play. What's their approach going to be? It's just guided beautifully. Pass point for a boundary.
Beautiful cricket shot by Fletcher. He definitely loves playing through the offside. He's got very good hands, waiting for the ball very nice, especially with a new bowler coming on. He's not going too hard at the ball, which is very good to see.
There was a touch of class there. You've got to have talent to be able to play that shot, because number 1, you've got to play it very late. Number 2, you've got to place the ball in a gap, which he's done perfectly.
The Lusaka Heat, they're in a bit of a pickle here. They need wickets very quickly. I don't think run's going to be an issue to contain them. They need wickets just to put the Blitz back a little bit.
Oh, again in that gap. This time he advances down the wicket. Again, just guided it perfectly into the gap.
And it's again, there's too much width, you know. His protection is on the leg side. He's just offering a bit too much width to Fletcher, which obviously loves it, you know. So Hale's got to get back on the button and just bowl to his fielders on the boundary.
I reckon for this batsman Fletcher, you need protection on the offside. Around the wicket. Oh, he's asking the question. I think it's off the boot. Would have just missed the leg stump, but it's another boundary.
But I think from a bowling point of view, I think it was very good execution. A tad unlucky, you know. Obviously, he don't want to give him room, so coming around the wicket is thinking ahead, trying to do something different, which obviously worked, but the result wasn't what they wanted.
Yeah, he's changed the angle. He wants to get out of that hitting area of Fletcher, which he prefers on the offside. This time he's over the wicket again. Slower delivery. Just a single.
Two balls left from Sale. I think he wants to obviously not go for a boundary. Ideally, you know, he wants to close off there with his last two deliveries.
Oh, plain miss. Big swing. It's almost the perfect start in this power play. No wickets down. You're going at 10s. There's one delivery left.
Pierre, I can almost put money on there's going to be a massive swing.
Yeah, it's the last ball with two fielders out. Why not? 10 wickets in hand. Well bowled, well played. Single. End of the fourth, 43 without loss.
That's a good finish there from Sale. Obviously limiting the damage after going for a couple of boundaries early on in his over. But like you said, the Endora Blitz are in a very good position now, 43 after the power play, and they set up in a very, very strong position.
Yeah, that first over was very expensive, and the last over of the power play as well. 44 runs needed of 36 balls. It should be a walk in the park. It should be. But we've seen many twists and turns.
I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of a twist, Pierre, just to see how the Blitz react. Because obviously you're coasting the guys in the shed, they're very relaxed, you know. It'd be nice to see a little bang bang and to see how the guys react.
Well, I feel that they need a twist like a hat-trick. We saw a hat-trick yesterday. Mukesh. Captain in the bowling attack. Well bowled, straight, well played. Great timing.
I was just about to say, Pierre, this is beautiful timing that, but obviously a very good start from Mukesh. Straight, ideal, no width, no pace on it as well, but very well stroked through mid wicket from Hawksworth.
Again, but this time straight to the fielder. Still getting through for a single. Oh, just a little scoop for a boundary. Well played, nice touch.
Very good cricket shot. Even though it's a massive outfield and there's no pace on that delivery, the outfield's very quick, so you do get value for your runs here.
That's the 50 on the board. Also the 50 partnership. Well done, these two, Fletcher, Hawksworth. And it comes of a good rate, 50 of 28 deliveries. Just punched it on the leg side for single.
That's very well bowled. I still think that the East need to do something different. They need to take wickets. They can't just bowl. It's way too easy for the Blitz at the moment. They need to do something different. Maybe take a risk or two, bringing the odd fielder up and trying to force the bats to do something different.
Again, it's too easy. It's too easy. Got to try something, bring a couple of fielders closer, get a couple of dots. It's the end of the 5th over at 52 without loss. Fairly relaxed, the team in red.
Yeah, what do you call that? Is that the B-Bart shed?
Big Barter shed, viewing area for both teams. You can see it's brand new as well. So these type of tournaments also improves your infrastructure. And all credit to Bet Barter.
And you can see in that shed who's the more relaxed team, who's in control of this game at this very moment.
So it brings people to come and watch cricket. All of them looks like enjoying a nice cold one. It's definitely not orange juice in those bottles.
And what a perfect day. Another beautiful day in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's nice to be outside watching live cricket again.
Patel in the bowling attack. This is swept. And it's swept for boundary. First ball. This time it's Hawksworth. He moves to 21. Again swept, but now straight to the fielder. Good fielding.
Yes, but I think he moved his fielder around. I think he was too far in front with the previous delivery, because that was very much in the same direction where that one went.
Reverse sweep. Is there a run out chance? No.
That's good to see a nice early call there. You've seen a lot of indecision with the running between the wickets. The running hasn't been great, but that was nice, a very nice early call, which is also good in this format.
Again, straight to the field. That's what you need. Bring some of the fielders closer. Get a couple of dots. Make them work harder for those singles. If you go down with a fight, at least. Use these feet. Nearly ran past that.
Yes, but it's funny when you see, obviously they need less than a run up. Just almost a run a ball, you know, and still 2 dot balls, and the batter feels like I need to go to something spectacular.
I just get a feeling something's going to happen here. Is it time for a wicket? Both these batsmen just trying to overhit at the moment. That's a lovely sweep. Good timing, but straight to the fielder. It's the end of the over. 59.
Endora, Blitz, while in control, needing 28 runs of 24 balls. The only way that will be an indifferent result is, like you say, said earlier, a hat-trick, maybe 2 hat-tricks.
Now they need 7 runs per over. That previous over cost them 7 runs. Even if it feels like it's going to be really difficult now, as a team, you still want to put up a fight.
I think I'd rather lose the game in 7 or 8 overs, you know, than in the game cruise, the batters just cruise, you get the odd one here and there, you know, to win the game.
It's the captain again. There's the wicket. There's the celebration. It was going to come. It was around the corner. The kettle was boiling. And it's the first wicket. Hawksworth.
He saw himself off his feet there, Pierre. Like you said, he felt something was going to happen, and the way they were going, it was a very good delivery. Came down the wicket, his head was everywhere. You know, obviously when you come down the wicket, and you're not at the ball, you try to be as still as you can and be as balanced as you can. And you can see that the reason why he missed that ball was absolutely nowhere, no balance, head in the air, and just swung as hard as he can, basically hoping he was going to hit the ball.
It was a good innings. It was a good partnership. Green, the fast bowler, he walks in.
He had a brilliant knock yesterday, finished the game for the Blitz yesterday when they were almost out of it. He hit 22 runs in the third last over, I think.
Yeah, nice and positive first delivery. I like the kid. I think there's a lot of talent there. He's got the new ball in his hand. He bats 3. He looks confident. He's got nice long levers. That's wide, but straight to the fielder.
I like that cover being up as well. Like we said, they got to do something different. Trying getting the bat to do something different. You know, trying to force the ball through the covers. Like I said, yeah, Green, he looks a good cricketer. He finished the game yesterday. I think they sent him in earlier today just to come in and finish this game off. You know, not trying to drag it on too long.
Use his feet. That is a maximum. That's huge.
That was a beautiful cricket shot. I would love Fletcher to go back and just have a look at this with the others where he got out and he missed. The way he got to the ball and just have a nice easy swing without forcing it. And it's so easy to say for us, you know, just you must do that. But in that moment, your head goes at 200 miles an hour.
But also, he looked to hit the ball straight there. The other batsmen we see getting it wrong, they're aiming too square. Good fielding. End of the 7th over. 67 for 1. And for the last 3 overs, Victor Mptsang and Tommy Mbangwa.
Easy like Sunday morning.
Only 3 players inside. One good one.
Oh, the aggression with which the shout came illustrates what's happening in the game for the Heat. They need something drastic to happen. All too easy for the Blitz. They've sorted this one. Well, just about. 16 to get from just 15. Yeah, barring some catastrophic collapse, they should get over the line.
Yeah, just clinical, isn't it? First with the ball, now with the bat. Opening partnership of 59 just sets it up quite nicely. Also, it's a decent strike rate, because also made sure that run rate, the required run rate, comes down. So captain, next man in. I'm expecting these two to finish the job.
They were placed. So they just got too close to it as it ran down. It was a full toss to try and make sure he had the room, but they opened up the wrist and got it wide of long off, and it's away for 4.
Yeah, he swings hard, doesn't he? Full face, full swing of the bat, and races away for 4. It's been a good innings this by Fletcher. A couple of starts in the tournament so far, and today it's been good. 47 of 27, decent strike rate as well.
Oh, that's gone straight up. Straight up and not very far. Hit right up at the splice. Yeah, trying to strike it big to finish off. Good work so far. Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, we saw him hit a couple of big ones yesterday, but today just a bit of touch as well in his game. Green been sent in at number 3 because of what he had done in the previous game yesterday, just to make sure that they finish the game. He's obviously been identified as one of the hitters in the team. A good strike, no run. It was a lovely strike that by Green. Took good. Made a change of a stump, so let's wait a touch.
Clean break. And everybody jumping out the way so they don't get spiked. Nice shot. Only get one, but that's all right.
Does Green finish it?
You watch, he will.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. What are you doing? Smash it.
He wants his partner to get 50.
Oh, come on. And then you lose by net run rate somewhere along the line. Just the 2 runs then for the Blitz to be victorious once again. There you go. They'll certainly get a couple. And the couple is what Fletcher requires to get to a half century. The applause is doubly apt. For the 50 personal milestone and for the win. Endora Blitz by 9 wickets. Clinical.
Yeah, very clinical. First with the ball and now with the bat. And Apart from the star that he's had, Fletcher was very watchful today. Decent strike rate, comes with that 50. So it's been a good performance by the Blitz. Very good batting performance. Doesn't look like they're getting better every single game with a bat.
One man. Fletcher. Fletcher with the lady. Well batted, Fletcher. He's coming for that orange cap. Lovely batting.
I don't know, act awkward.
Hi, Dad.
Anyone got a pen, you can sign the lens.
Yeah, let's look at the summary of this match. The Heats, not enough runs. 86 for 8, lost wicket all the way through their innings. Even though they're going at a good rate, couldn't quite finish off as they would have liked. And then the Endora Blitz timed it perfectly, started well, didn't lose many wickets, just the one wicket falling. And Fletcher getting a half century as well, undefeated. So Endora Blitz, third win. They haven't lost a game yet. They win by 9 wickets. So they'll need to try and redeem themselves. The Heats, lost just now, must get back on the park. Play against the Cowboy Stars. Yeah, confirmation. What's happened today? The Cowboy Stars beating the Kitwe Kings by 6 wickets, and then the Blitz just done, winning by 9 wickets against the Endora Heats. Correction, the Lusaka Heats. And the Lusaka Heats will play again.
A successful run chase by the Endora Blitz of 88. What a good fielding it was from them initially, and then they came out to bat and did catch out the Kitwe Kings, and that was a derby of the Copper Belt. Now next up will be Lusaka Kings, Lusaka Heats taking on the Cowboy Stars, and that'll be game 2 for both of the teams. And straight away we have the captains from both teams, of course, Joseph and Mukesh. We're going to go into the coin toss, and of course the home team being Joseph. So the toss and Mukesh making the call. Heads. So the call is heads from Mukesh, and tails we have. So Joseph, your call.
Yeah, knowing that we've scooped this toss, I think what we're going to do now, we're going to bowl first.
How did you won the toss in the first game that you played today, and how did it go making the call for what you did?
It went in favor of our plan. Yeah, so I think it's just okay. We hope we'll be able to optimize whatever will happen on the field for this particular game.
So confirmation again, what's your call?
I'm fielding first.
Okay. So call from Stars is to field first. Mukesh, you guys are going to bat?
Yes, we are intended to bat, and luckily he has given us batting also, so I'm happy with the toss.
Okay.
Yes.
So captains, all the best. Yeah. So that's the call from both captains, Mukesh and Joseph there from Lusaka Leeds, and of course Cowboy Stars. We can't wait to see this action, T10 action from the Lusaka Sports Ground, coming to you live. Still joining us live at the Lotus Sports Grounds, and of course it's Zambia Cricket League action that you're witnessing. T20 action of the highest order. 4 teams participating, of course, the Cowboy Stars, the Endora Blitz, the Kitwe Kings, and the Lusaka Heats, bringing us mouth-watering actions. A lot of boundaries that have been hit, a lot of sixes, a lot of wonderful fours, a lot of bowling as well. Nice wickets being claimed. With us, joining us today, will be the president of the Zambia Professional Cricketers Association, that is Cowboy Jain. And he's going to tell us just how the evolution of professional cricket in Zambia is going around. Cowboy, good afternoon and welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to find out from you what exactly this means that we have a professional cricket league existing in Zambia.
See, as always, we had a league here, but we always played here as in an amateur level. So this is the first time we are playing on a professional level, and I'm very optimistic that everyone throughout the world should be enjoying this. As we know that we are going through a phase of COVID-19 and not a lot of sporting action going on throughout the world. So we have got the opportunity to showcase ourselves, and I think we are the guys are doing very good.
So you have a lot of teams that participate on the local in the Midlands and on the Copper Belt, but this particular one is only 4 teams. Why that selection of format for this T10 event that you're holding?
You rightly said there are close to about 26 teams who plays, and as I said, we are having this in a professional level. So what we have done is out of 26 teams, we made the best 4 teams so that the quality comes. And then further going forward next year, we are targeting at least 8 teams to be participating in Zambia Cricket League.
So from the performances that you've seen yesterday, we did have game 1, and today we have game 2. From the level of play that you've seen, considering you had to select players to make these teams, what would you say about the level of professional cricket in Zambia?
As I said, I'm very happy, and I think the level of cricket is improving. And when you see the first match which was there yesterday and the second match today, there's a lot of difference because there was not a lot of practice which the players managed to have, and now since they are playing cricket, so now the form is coming back, I can say.
Mr. Cowboy Jain, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
So well, that was the president of the Zambia Professional Cricketers Association, Mr. Cowboy Jain, just giving us a lowdown on how professional cricket is emerging in Zambia. So stay with us at the Lotus Sports Ground here in Lusaka as we continue day 2 of this T10 event.
Well, welcome back at Lotus Sports Ground. It's game number 3 as Lusaka hits against the Cowboy Stars. Stars will come into this game with a little bit momentum, having won their first game. Well, not so much for the Heat because they just got beaten by the Blitz. Back-to-back games for them. They need to start well with the bat, an area that they struggled in the previous game. Alongside me is Pierre de Bruin. Afternoon, Pierre.
Afternoon, Vic. Yeah, they need to improve. They lost too many wickets in crucial times. They still managed to get to a reasonable score.
That's a better start from Nyirongo. So he bowled the first delivery this morning. He hardly could get to the crease. Everyone was with more purpose.
Yeah, it's a good line in length.
Sibaj Patel is the batsman. Opening batsman. Yeah, they agree with you. They need a decent start. They need a decent start with a bat. And the positive side of it, apart from the fact that they lost the game, is the fact they still maintained a decent run rate, even though they lost so many wickets.
Oh, that was too wide. Much more careful start here by Lusaka.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround as well, isn't it? I mean, they probably would have had about, 15, 20 minutes to sort of reassess and need to know what they need to do. So, well, if you can get a freebie like that, there's only one way to play, and that's put away quite comfortably for 4.
Looks like it's a maximum. What a shot. He got the width. He's hit that over extra cover. That's massive.
I got that completely wrong. I thought that'd gone for 4, but that's a wonderful shot. He bowled such a good over then, and this one outside off stump, he tends to do that. Nyirongo, he just bowls a float outside the off stump, and he's not going to miss out there. Jesani, beautiful shot to put away for 6. End of the first, 9 without loss.
Oh, they ran well in that over and they got the boundary as well. That last delivery just rolled.
No, that's why it's not such a bad thing to bat first. You know, if you can have a good total, decent enough total, and you already see a couple of balls keeping low, that's not bad, because then you can put the batters coming second in a little bit under pressure. The two sides as they line up, Patel, Jasani opening the batting. So Hell has been good in this tournament. Just need to kick on now. Make sure that they get a decent enough total. August to open the bowling. Oh, that's a lovely start. Lovely start, line and length, decent start.
Yeah, on the button, straight away. A little bit of swing, a very good line, a very good length. Gave him way too much credit there for that first delivery.
It was just perfect, wasn't it? This one, he gets his timing completely wrong, and it's way outside that off stump, being wided.
A very quick turnaround. Not a lot that you can chew on in terms of that previous game. All you can do is really just let it go, restart, reset. They've done well so far. I know we're only in the second over, but it just looks like they're coming in with a better plan, more disciplined plan.
That's a good foot.
I think he saved a boundary there because that was well timed. He got his boot in the way at the right time.
Misfield. Just be the single. Yeah, they're being very watchful, aren't they? I mean, the fact that they're not hitting everything, they're getting in a decent enough position and searching for the bad delivery.
It is completely the opposite approach, I must say. Previous game, it was like fireworks. We're going to have a go at every delivery.
Again, good fielding. You could hear in the mic there, they were calling for two, but the fielder got there quite quickly, released the ball, so just the single. So good work on the deep.
Only 4 runs of this over so far. This is a big ball. Remember, he bowled a wide. This extra ball, is it going to cost him and ruin this over, or can he close it?
Beautifully played. Over pitched, but the fielding again is good. They've got one of their quickest men on the boundary. He's done a lot of good work there. So just 5 runs from the over, a very good one. 14 without loss.
Yeah, no damage done. That extra delivery.
Yeah, the Stars, they got their first victory. That first game, winning by 6 wickets. And then the Blitz, they've just been too strong for the other teams. They won by 9 wickets in the second game. Lusaka hits at the moment with the Stars. The hits were victorious in yesterday's game. At the same time, they also played in the third game. And the last game of the day would be the Kings against the Blitz.
It's a big game in the context of this tournament for both these teams. I almost think for Lusaka it's a must win.
Oh, he's bowled him. We did say how watchful they have been. There's 2 at the crease and they get their first wicket as Lusaka hits.
It wasn't short enough to play that shot. Gisani, just the one boundary. It was an outstanding shot he played over extra cover for 6. But he's got to go back to the change room. Wasn't short enough. Looked way too square. It's that length that's not easy. There's not a lot of bounce there.
Happy bowler. Right length. Looks a different bowler when he hits the deck. Nirongo. Just that floater that he bowled, but he's been very good with the ball. Much looser in his second spell now. That's Mohamed Sohail, the new batsman.
Very good delivery. Good delivery to the new batsman.
Just believe it's just the intensity as well, though. You can be watchful, but if you become too watchful and the intensity is not there, you miss out on a lot of deliveries. The fact that Gisani's been dismissed for 8, he hit a 6, that's gone for 4. Beautifully played.
Too wide, too short. And giving that to a new batsman is naughty. He will feel much better now, a lot more confident after that shot. But it was a freebie.
Yeah, just on my point that I was trying to make about the intensity between the wickets. It was you normally speak about the running between the wickets. If you can get the opportunity to get runs of once every single time that run rate, the strike rate of Patel is only 75. And if you think about Gisani's out for 8, he hit a 6. So the in between, that's what puts you under pressure. And if you just keep ticking it about, you get a decent run rate. It makes it a little bit more easier.
Yeah. That dot percentage. It's got to be as low as possible. That was good running. Previous delivery, just pushed it to the square leg fielder. Good running, good calling.
Slower delivery to finish. It's a good one. Just 6 runs from that over. It's 20 for 1.
He's just telling his partner that it was a good slow ball, but that's his 2 overs. Got a wicket as well.
Yeah, it's a lovely spell, wasn't it? 1 for 14 in just 2. Picked up the important wickets. Been bowling a good line and length, Nirongo. So Hale's still there. He's been good for the hits in the tournament so far. They'll need him to bat longer. So I make my way. Pomi Bangwa joining Pierre de Bruin.
This is in the air. No timing. They're looking for 2. They decided against it.
Come on, guys.
Shouldn't be a one there.
Yeah, you get fielders though not committing in terms of where they're standing and where they're starting, and thinking, well, I've got to try and make sure that if he hits it hard enough, I'm sufficiently back to be able to stop it. And in the end, you're in no man's land, even though you're in the circle. Yeah, nicely struck. Clear the infield. I hope to have struck it well enough to get to the fence. That's a good chase.
That's a good chase. It's commitment. You talk about commitment. And fielding is about knowing how to switch off and how to switch on again. You can't expect fielders to be switched on every single delivery. It's mentally not possible. But the moment the bowler runs in, that is a great shot. Oh, should have done more with that, the fielder.
Do you know, with where he ended up, I wonder if the angle of the run had been better, if he might not have got to a catch.
Well, the keeper, the captain, he's not happy. Very good fielding.
And in the format, I mean, in every format it applies, but in this format where it's so compressed, just a couple of good pieces of fielding can make the world of difference in the game. It's the difference, really. It can be the difference between you winning and losing a game. 30 for 1 after 4.
Yeah, power play done. Only lost the one wicket in the power play. They've definitely had a different approach. They want to set it up for the end, by the looks of it. 10 runs of that previous over.
And does the end start now?
The end started in the first over, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so look at the power play, some shots played. And you expect there'll be shots played, and yeah, wicket seemed to have kept low, perhaps just didn't keep his eye on it. Enough width, enough deliveries there to put away, and they did that. In the end, at the end of the power play, it's pieces of fielding like that that have helped the Heats, and yeah, might have wanted more out of those first 4 overs. I don't think so.
No. And that is not good fielding. The bowler should be at the stumps. He's having a go at the fielder, but I'm afraid to say that the fact that you've even appealed for that and then you let some runs through.
That's a good strike. Not good enough to go for 6 though. He's had a real mow at that, Sohail. And I reckon in the previous game he might have done a similar thing where he's trying to whack the ball out the ground and he finds a fielder in the deep.
Look, I think the shot's on. Off spinner bowling around the wicket. The sweep is definitely on. It's just again poor execution.
Yeah, here you go. And it's in the slot for him. And it also shows you how big the ground is, actually, because he didn't miss-hit that. He actually hit it okay.
Ah, that was a good strike. When you look at the fielder is almost on square. The shot's on, the option is on. It's how you execute that option. He could have hit it a lot more finer, perhaps on the ground, because if you hit it on the ground, it's going to spin away from the fielder.
After the start in the power play that was circumspect, a 7.5 and over in the power play, to then lose a wicket in a very over straight after doesn't do them any favors, the Heats, because it may well slow the run rate. I will hope that whoever comes in gets going straight away. Another shout of catch. Whoopsie.
Chance gone. Those catches, they're not that easy when you have to run forward in and take these. He did all the hard work